What's up guys, TechHotspot here, and these are my thoughts on the Galaxy S8. So I was looking at a couple of videos from MKBHD and Unbox Therapy, and there's a lot of mixed feelings about the Galaxy S8, but this is what I think about it. So first of all, we're going to start with the display. Starting this off, I want to say that the display looks amazing. And the crazy thing is, with the Galaxy S8, the standard Galaxy S8, you're getting an Edge display, and if you guys haven't realized, it does have a different aspect ratio. So if you look at my Galaxy S8 my Galaxy S7 right here, this is a 16:9 aspect ratio. So with the Galaxy S8, you're getting an 18:5:9 aspect ratio, which is really crazy. There's been a lot of ups and downs to this, like different mixed opinions. So one side really likes it because it's a bigger display, no loss resolution, it still looks beautiful. And the other side says they don't really like it. And that's mainly because when you watch YouTube videos or any video, it gives you brown bars on the edges. And Samsung tried to fix this by giving you the option of expanding the video to kind of fill the whole display, but that kind of cuts off the top and bottom of the video. And in my opinion, this just makes it worse. It doesn't make it any better. So for me, having the black bars on the sides is not much of an issue. They're not really that apparent anyways. So that's basically it for the display. Everything else is pretty much the same. Settings are the same. There's an added setting where you can change the color of the display from warm and cold. So basically there's been some research done, and it goes really far, but basically the warmer the tone of the display is, the healthier it is for your eyes. The better it is for you when you're in your bed, so you don't blind yourself. Secondly is the performance. Now the performance is not really that much of a difference. I mean, there's still the same amount of RAM, it's just a processor that's different. So you're getting an Exynos chipset that's from China, and we don't really know how well that performs yet. There still haven't been many tests. I mean, you can do Geekbench and stuff like that, but it really comes down to actual usage. And as far as daily tasks and everything like that, it should be the same. It's probably more of higher end tasks that will utilize the extra performance coming from the Galaxy S8. Now there is a huge difference, and I forgot to cover this when I was talking about the display, but there's a really big difference. And that is that there's no more capacitive or hardware buttons on this phone. They're part of the screen now. So if you look at my Galaxy S7 right here, I have capacitive buttons on the side here. Yeah, so I have two capacitive buttons on the side and then the home button. And having the buttons on the display instead of having capacitive or hardware buttons is not a problem with me. The problem is the fingerprint sensor. So Samsung decided to put the fingerprint sensor right here on the back of the Galaxy S8. And keep in mind, the Galaxy S8 is a little bit bigger than this phone, and the screen reaches so close to the bottom of the panel that, I mean, the phone is just really long. And even for people with average size hands, I have a little bit over average size hand, and this is pretty easy for me, right? But if you take a Galaxy S8, for instance, Unbox Therapy tried it, and it's so high up there, it's like right here, that if, say, I was holding my phone like this, right? I'm doing whatever I want to do, or I turn on my phone, right? Turn on my phone, and I want to go and hit the fingerprint sensor. See, I don't quite reach it. If it was right here, then yeah, it's probably easier, but it's a little bit up there, and you know, it's kind of hard, and it's kind of unusual for Samsung to put it here. I thought that they would probably be smarter with this and do it how the Google Pixel was, or the Nexus 6P, so it has the fingerprint sensor right in the back, right here. And if it was in line with the camera, it would still look good. It does look good and symmetrical having the fingerprint sensor up there, but my point is it's not convenient, and this might throw off a couple of people. Now the camera is pretty much the same on the back, on the rear, it's pretty much the same. It just has a little bit more settings and a little bit less settings in the software. So like, I think collage is gone from the Galaxy S8, but it's still on the S7. You still have the Pro mode, manual mode, which is pretty cool. It's still 12 megapixel camera, so like I said, hardware wise it's still the same, but the front camera is a little bit better on the Galaxy S8. This one is a 5 megapixel camera on the Galaxy S7, and on the Galaxy S8 it's an 8 megapixel camera, so definitely more resolution on the Galaxy S8. But this one can still record up to 1440p on the front camera, and that one can only record up to 1440p on the front camera, and that's still pretty high resolution considering front cameras usually have low resolution, and to have the ability to record 1440p on the front camera is pretty amazing in my opinion. But definitely photos on the Galaxy S8 will have more resolution, so if you're a selfie fanatic, then go ahead, go for the Galaxy S8 by any means. It's probably the best front-facing camera on the market right now. Now we're gonna move on to storage. So with the Galaxy S8, you're getting 64 gigs right out of the box. This Galaxy S7 I have right here is a 32 gig model, but they discontinued that. Now they're just starting with 64 gig base model, which is really awesome. Apple tried to take a step forward and move the base model up to 32 gigs from 16 gigs, and we all know how bad 16 gigs was on the iPhone. I remember when I first started my channel, I used to record videos on it, and I would have to record maybe 15 minutes of video, and then after that move it onto my computer, delete whatever I had on my iPhone, and then start recording it again. It was really annoying. But now I have this Galaxy S8. And speaking of storage, the Galaxy S8 also has expandable storage, if you guys were wondering. So you're gonna get 64 gigs plus whatever you decide to put in there. For me, I have 32 gigs on here on the Galaxy S7, but I also have a 64 gig micro SD card. So I have around 96 gigs of storage, subtracting whatever the OS takes, which is about 10 gigs. So about 86 gigs of free storage, which is really helpful for me, especially as a YouTuber. Say I had the Galaxy S8 right now, I'd have 64 gigs plus my 64 gigs of micro SD expandable storage. So I'd be 128 gigs minus whatever the OS takes, so it'd be around 118 gigs, which is really amazing on a phone. But yeah, for storage, you shouldn't have any problem with the Galaxy S8. As a matter of fact, it's probably to your benefit. And now we can move on to the price. So the price is pretty steep, especially for this phone. It's at around $800 and $900. I put the price up right here because I'm not sure right now. But anyways, it's a pretty steep price for a lot of people. A lot of people are not looking to pay that much. But keep in mind, this is a flagship phone, and I think it's also to target the consumers that were aiming towards the Note 7, and they kind of got a loss there because the Note 7 had problems and issues. It exploded, stuff like that. We all know how that went. But yeah, that's about it for the Galaxy S8. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and by the way, I do recommend buying the Galaxy S8 if you guys were wondering.